I'll talk to you Willie boys out there. So when we get hurt, obviously, the spinal cord injury gets damaged. We get bowel and bladder problems, and if you ended up like leaking on yourself, it ruins your confidence. I know that I was constantly monitoring what I was drinking, like how many times I had to pee. Like I would wear like condom catheters or like leg bags, so if I like leaked anywhere, it would just like go into there. I know a lot of guys that wear like maxi pads or like Depends because they don't want to leak on themselves, and or they'll get like Botox in their bladder, or they'll get like Coaptite. They'll get like the neck of their bladder like bulked up. And there's no better way to have zero confidence with a girl than peeing all over yourself all the time, because you don't want to like take off your pants and it smell like moldy, stinky pee. Like
you don't?
Yeah, no girl wants to be around that. And if you know,
moldy, stinky pee, ew.
Well, it's true. And if you
gross.
know you smell like pee, your cushion smells like pee, your pants smell like pee, your underwear smells like pee, then you're like, oh, I'm not gonna try to get together with this girl because I pee too much, And it's like,
yeah, my
confidence, even like in the gym too, like was ruined. And so I tried like some medicine, and that really didn't work out too well. And then I pretty much just did the whole like condom catheter leg bag thing for a while, and that was like okay, but like again, there's like a condom catheter on my penis. I don't want to have to like try to explain that.
Yeah,
you can't.
I know. I've heard from other guys we've been talking to. It's like you're talking to a girl, and then like as soon as like you think something might go down, you like have to rush to the bathroom and like take off your diaper or your Depends, or take off your condom catheter so that she doesn't see or whatever.
And then, like pee, and then like what happens if like something goes down, and then you pee on her, or like there's a lot of embarrassment.
Maybe she's into it.
Could be, but there's a lot of like problems with it, and I know that as soon as I got my implant surgery, so I got an implant put inside. It's called an artificial urinary sphincter. It's called AMS 800. It's the same company that makes the boners. You can get like trans folks get those installed, and it gives them a boner. Or if you're old and they basically,
it's an implant that gives you a boner.
Yeah, so it's the two caverns where the blood normally flows into, and where you would inject the trimix in. Those caverns are just filled with like these little plastic balloons, and you can pump them up.
Huh.
So that's like an AMS 600, and I think if you get both of them, it's called like the AMS 1200 or something stupid if you get them both installed at the same time.
Huh.
Anyway, so I've got the AMS 100, and what that did is that pretty much made it so I wouldn't leak on myself. So I've got a lot of core strength, which means I bend down to reach anything. I do any move at the gym. I cough, I sneeze, like any type of pressure. I load up my chair. Any type of standing up, sitting down, any type of pressure on my abdomen would cause like a little like spurt, like a little leak, like maybe like a tablespoon worth of pee, and like that's enough to like make a wet spot. And no one wants to live with that pee paranoia. Like no one wants to be cathing, 10, 15 times a day. No one wants to be worried about, if I drink this coffee or if I drink this energy drink, or like no one wants to go through that. And like there's just this unfortunate thing that happens where guys are stubborn about getting a surgery, or they're some way or some reason like okay with how much they're leaking or how much they're peeing on themselves, or like they don't.
They just feel like, well, this is my life now, so I just pee on myself. Like that's just my reality.
I didn't know there were options, so that's why I advocate so much for people to look into your options and like.
And I mean, this implant like changed your life. Like getting this implant, the AMS 800, like literally changed the way you were. It changed your confidence. It changed like everything.
It helped me get fit again. It helped me be more active again. It helped me be more confident with the girls. Like there was so much about it that like this, and this might sound silly but the second my like dick was free and available to do whatever it whenever it wanted, and the second it was there wasn't any fear of like accidentally peeing on myself. Like I can even sneeze now, like, and everyone pees when they sneeze. Like,
even I do. I'm just kidding.
all you girls out there, especially the girls that have had kids, you know what I'm talking about. So, there's definitely like this thing where like, oh, well, I'll just wear like a pad or a Depend, or I'll wear a condom catheter, or I'll just like cath every time I have to load in and out of my chair, or every time I have to change clothes, or like, I mean,
that's a big strain on your life, dude.
It's too much headspace. You spend too much time thinking about your pee and how to not pee on yourself, and then you have to constantly like tiptoe around the line of how full is my bladder, how empty is my bladder, what have I drank, what have I not drank, calf this, calf that. And it's like, start simple by going to your urologist and then getting like some Botox done that makes your bladder bigger. You can also get coaptite, which is they inject collagen, the same collagen that goes into people's lips, into the neck of your bladder, and that bulks up the neck of your bladder. Therefore,
And you'd done that before you got the implant, right?
exactly, I did that for a while.
But it's a temporary solution, right?
It's
It doesn't last forever.
Yeah, it lasts anywhere from 6 months to 18 months. Lucky 2 years.
Because basically, like, correct me if I'm wrong, the way that this works is, so when you have a spinal cord injury, you have to pee with a catheter, which means you have to insert the catheter into your urethra, into your penis to pee. And over the years and years and years of doing that, the sphincter that closes that closes off the tube gets kind of like looser and looser, like it loses its tightness.
Well, if it has any tightness at all,
because you might not have any control over it at all.
Yeah, because when you get hurt, it can go completely flaccid. It can go loose. And then
Interesting. So over time, if you get that coaptite, it can kind of tighten that back up a little bit so that you don't don't pee on yourself when you strain. And the only time it would open is when you put the catheter back in it.
Exactly.
But over time, it still can get, I guess, stretched out is the right word. I don't know.
It's just use. It's just it gets micro damaged or whatever.
So the AMS 800, what it is an artificial sphincter, right?
Yeah. So I think the move is to go with. So it's a very quick. It's not even really a surgery, just because they don't actually like cut you open or anything. They just go in with a scope that has like a needle at the tip of it that can inject this coaptite into your neck of your bladder. You still have to go under anesthesia. It still takes maybe an hour. It still has to be a urologist has to do it, has to be scheduled, but it's a big deal. And then you can also have Botox done at the same time, and the Botox just makes your bladder capacity bigger, so you can hold more capacity in your bladder. And then once you exhaust that, and what I mean by exhaust was in 1 year I had it done 2 or 3 times, and then
you just can't do it.
And the doctor was like, "Nah, it's time we check out this implant because the coaptite it just isn't working the way it was anymore." And so basically they just do some research. AMS 800, you can Google it. And they cut open you in 3 different places. One place in your abdomen, in your ball sack, and then in your perineum, which is the whole
your taint.
Your taint. Ooh, your taint.
Team taint.
And basically there's a little cuff that goes around the outside of your urethra, your sphincter basically, and that cuff squeezes it tight. The bubble,
so that nothing will come out, even if you're straining or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a mechanical version of coaptite basically. And then the one in your abdomen is this ball of fluid that holds the fluid that's usually kept in the ring. So the ring is where the fluid is. It keeps it tight. And then you have a pump in your scrotum, in your testicles, that you pump.
So it's like a third ball, basically.
Yeah, and when you squeeze it, it moves the fluid from the cuff to the ball in your abdomen,
which is like kind of below to the side of your belly button.
If you've ever had a hernia surgery, it's in the same place.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just like you can't even tell.
It's like a little pocket in your pelvis almost.
Yeah. And
if you're watching the video podcast, it's right here.
Yeah, you can see it. It's right there. And then what it does is when the fluid leaves the cuff that's around the neck of your bladder, that opens up that urethra, so then you could put a catheter through it. And then you empty out your bladder. And I can hold between 400 or 500 milliliters, which is really good size for a bladder.
I have no idea how many milliliters I can hold.
Probably that. Or maybe it's cc. I don't remember what it is, but...
what is cc?
It's just a size, volumetric size. I forget what it stands for.
Cubic centimeters? Maybe that's it. I don't know.
That sounds maybe right. Don't know. But... So it basically what it did is like when I had that surgery, I mean, they cut me open in 3 different places. Like my core was really sore. I had to stay at my mom's for like 7 to 10 days while I healed up a little bit. And then for like a couple months after, I still had to wear the condom catheters and stuff because you can't activate it until it's fully healed. You have to fully
that makes sense.
You have to fully heal to get it activated. And then when you activate it, it still has to kind of like set, which like the cuff around the neck of your bladder or the neck of your urethra still has to like
form a spot for it to go.
A spot for it. Yeah, it's supposed to fit.
Huh.
So
did it feel weird the first time you did it? Was it crazy?
No, it was whatever. I mean, but it took like I had to first wait to get the surgery, get it scheduled, which was 4 or 5 months. Then once I got it in, I had to wait another 4 or 5 months to use it. So it was like a full process. But as soon as I stopped peeing on myself, or like the fear, I call it the pee paranoia, the fear of it and taking up all my brain space, I was like, oh, I can more like freely schedule my day. Like, oh, I can go to the gym and work out and not have to worry about like straining. You know, it used to be that I would never strain, or if I tried to sneeze or cough, dude, I was just always worried. I'm like, I'm gonna pee on myself. I used to be like, achoo. I'd reach down and like just squeeze my dick so it wouldn't like keep like spurting everywhere.
Jeez.
Like it was just a bad situation. And like once I finally got that, I like lost a bunch of weight because I wasn't worried about peeing myself at the gym. I was not afraid to drink caffeine anymore. Some guys also get that same diuretic feeling when they drink alcohol, but I wouldn't know because I don't drink alcohol. And then there's like the coughing and the sneezing. So if you get allergies in the spring, or if you get sick in the winter,
you got the spring allergies and the spring peas.
Yeah.
But that's all eliminated now.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about
amazing.
it anymore. And I just, pee every 3 to 4 hours or
so you sing the praises of the AMS 800. Change your life.
I will tell everyone up and down, left and right, sing the praises, be like,
we got to do a full video on that soon.
I don't only want to do a full video. I want to do a collaboration with the manufacturer and the guy who invented it. And I think we have a friend who knows that person who can introduce us, and I hope they maybe even somehow hear or see this clip and know how much I'm dead serious when I say like it changed my life. Like my quality of life change was massive, and it's normally used for people that can walk, who are older, that have like prostate problems and stuff like that. So it wasn't originally designed for people like us.
It was accidentally accessible.
Yeah,
it wasn't designed for disability, but it became an awesome feature. It totally
works for it. And like you have to have the right kind of bladder, and you have to pass like a urodynamics test. And there's like a lot about it. Like you have to have the right.
And females, this is totally a different system, right? Like
correct.
There's no equivalent. Maybe there is.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a girl. I've never explored it, but I mean, I was told that if it's easier if you're a girl. I've been told that there's stuff that already exists because women that have had children, I've already winked to that, have their pelvic floor muscle gets messed up or weak, and they can't.
All them baby mamas out there.
Yeah, and then they strain, they cough, they pee, they sneeze. Yeah. Like, that's why if you look in like the feminine aisle next to like tampons and pads and stuff, they've got like leak protection. They've got like don't pee your pants stuff.
Totally.
And it was definitely one of those things where, complete game changer. So every time I'm around a wheelie boy, and you've seen me do this, where
preach it,
where like I see them go pee like 3 or 4 times in like a matter of 3 or 4 hours. I'm like, what are you doing? And like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, I know what's up. Like, I know that this is in your head way too much. I know, like, even like when we
got that pee paranoia.
Like there was one time, it's like we showed up to a place. They went to go pee. Like 45 minutes later, we went to leave. He's like, hey, I got to go pee again. And I'm like, no, you don't. You're just afraid of leaking on yourself. You're afraid of that, like 3 to 4 ounces of maybe pee that might be there, might leak when you load up your chair. I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have
other options.
Yeah. So it's like, it improves your confidence in yourself and in your abilities. I mean, I think about like the guys that do sports. Like if you like do rugby, or if you do basketball, or if you do mono skiing or adaptive mountain biking, or if you're constantly like leaking on yourself, like, that would suck.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Why do you want to be peeing on yourself all the time? And
not cool, especially skiing. It would like freeze on you.
I don't know how that works.
Terrible.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like.
So get yourself an AMS 800. We'll have the link in the bio. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have any affiliation, but we're hopefully gonna do something.
I would happily. That is one of the few things that I believe in so strongly that I would love to do some type of campaign with them.
Cool.
I would very much happily do that.
Very cool.
Hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want the full episode, you can click right here. If you want to subscribe, click here. If you want more clips, we got 2 more right over here.